What's going on, Tallahassee? It is Thursday, September 12th, and welcome to FSU Weather. I'm meteorologist Jake Karstens.
And I'm student meteorologist Sloan Haynes. Jake, it's been hot over the past few weeks. As you mentioned earlier, about 15 days without rain. But luckily for the Big Bend, we could see some changes with that over this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on the situation here over the next few days. We're watching newly designated potential tropical cyclone 9, which is formed over the southeastern Bahamas and may transition into a tropical system over the next couple of days as it moves towards the Florida coast. Again, this is a silver lining for us because really to be heightening our rain chances and dropping those temperatures into the weekend.
Rain chances is really the biggest threat we might see here in the Panhandle from the storm, which would be really nice since portions of the Panhandle are still in a bit of a drought.
Exactly, and we've had, what, now 10 consecutive days getting to at least the 94-degree mark here. This is, as of now, it actually would be the hottest September on record here for Tallahassee. We're not expecting that to continue, obviously, because the later we get, we tend to see a couple of fronts as you work through the later portion of September. But still, pretty noteworthy heat, even, you know, for this time of year when it's still pretty warm out there.
And with that heat, we want to remind you to take those safety measures to guarantee your safe health and make sure you're hydrated, taking shelter in the shade if you need to, especially walking to campus. If you're walking from one end to the other can be a lot, so make sure to have the full water bottle on you at all times.
Yeah, not the kind of heat that we were seeing last weekend for that football game. Thankfully, shouldn't see any more 100-degree days really for the rest of the year here in Tallahassee. We'll also keep an eye on a complex of severe thunderstorms out in the central part of the U.S. when we talk about our national segment later on in the show. But I guess for now, let's head out to the wall where Josh is standing by with a quick overview of tonight's show.
Thank you, guys. And yeah, despite that tropical cyclone we have to our southeast, today we've been a pretty nice day. Partly cloudy, temperatures sitting at 93 degrees currently with winds coming out of the northeast at 7 miles an hour. In our local area, you can see we've had some scattered showers come through the area. Not much to talk about, pretty just partly cloudy. You might see a few showers along your way. And in our southeast area, taking a look, there's actually a high pressure system sitting right here, which is keeping that bad weather away from us. And looking down here, you can see that tropical invest that's making its way towards southeast Florida. And zooming out to our national, you can see that high pressure system that I was talking about before. Looking to our west, clear skies, not much there. You can see that tropical invest down there making its way. In the northeast, pretty partly showers, and in the north we've got a low pressure system which is producing showers up there. And tomorrow we're going to have a high of 92 degrees, partly cloudy, pretty similar to today's weather with winds coming out of the east-northeast at 10 miles an hour. And our headlines for today, that potential tropical cyclone that's sitting to our southeast. We're going to have hot temperatures throughout the week. And we'll be taking a look at the weekend's lifestyle forecast. And now I'm going to pass things off to Jake.
All right, thanks, Josh, and a fantastic job there. Welcome to the FSU Weather family. Always happy to have some new faces around here in the studio. Let's talk southeast here. We were seeing a lot of warmth and really sunny skies across Tallahassee. Pretty similar trend for the rest of the southeast as well. Temperatures in the mid-90s for really a big chunk of the area. 95 in Jackson, 95 in New Orleans. We saw that high pressure centered off to our north. We were helping to keep things pretty calm, with the exception of some a little more numerous shower activity in the peninsula of Florida, where you see those temperatures a little bit cooler and those dew points a little bit higher. However, if you go up towards northern Georgia here, feeling very dry and comfortable. 57-degree dew point in Atlanta, 63 Montgomery, and 68 here in Tallahassee, which is still a little bit below, I guess, what we're accustomed to seeing this time of year. Typically see those lower to mid-70s still in the early half of September. And again, with that high, we have that clockwise flow that occurs, and on the south side of the high, which is where we are in Tallahassee, therefore you see those winds largely out of the east, and that is really the case for the entire peninsula of Florida as well, getting a little bit breezy down towards Orlando and Tampa and even down towards Miami, where that potential tropical cyclone is further off to the southeast and will help to keep things a little bit breezy in those spots over the next couple of days, even if it does take that offshore track, which I will take a look at a little bit later on in tonight's show. But again, with that, we're already starting to see a plume of tropical moisture moving into south and central Florida here. Some heavier showers currently over the Atlantic, starting to push inland here and even off towards the southwestern coast of the state of Florida, down Interstate 75 and through Alligator Alley. Otherwise, just some scattered showers across the area, not really seeing too much going on. If you look off to our north and west, you see a severe thunderstorm watch that is actually active for northern Oklahoma, which we'll get to in our national segment a little bit later. out ahead of this pretty potent low-pressure system. We even saw a tornado warning to the west of Chicago earlier today and some severe weather trying to cross the Mississippi River here from Iowa into Illinois. We'll continue to track that through the rest of the evening. Over the next 24 hours in the southeast here, not really seeing too much of a change at all. A little bit of rain still sticking around in South Florida through the overnight hours before that wave continues to move its way to the north and west, increasing those rain chances for parts of central and southern Florida, really anywhere south of Interstate 4 during the day tomorrow. Otherwise, across the southeast, pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw today. Maybe some heightened rain chances off towards Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and other spots like that. But otherwise, those mid-90s sticking around, and that sunshine will largely be sticking around as well. So no severe weather really expected anywhere except for that part of Oklahoma that we alluded to a little bit earlier. And then as for tonight's forecast, should be seeing skies mainly clear outside of the Florida Peninsula here. Temperatures still pretty mild in the 70s, 79 degrees in New Orleans under clear skies, 74 up in Tupelo, partly cloudy skies in other parts of the southeast. And as for tomorrow, again, pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw here today. 96 degrees, sunny skies in New Orleans, 94 here in Tallahassee with those partly cloudy skies really sticking around. And again, cooler temperature, so a bit of a silver lining there, but much higher rain chances as potential tropical cyclone 9 continues to move its way towards South and Central Florida over the next couple of days or so. Now we'll zoom back into Tallahassee with Sloan.
Thanks, Jake. It has been hot these past couple of days, but the sun is out, and we've all taken advantage of that with the game this past weekend. Other activities have been happening around campus. Right now we have the sun setting over Doak, which is a beautiful sunset here in Florida as usual. Currently 93 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Do see some clouds here and there behind me, but for the most part, it's a beautiful evening to go outside to go do something. Satellite and radar, as Jake said, there's not a lot happening for us here in the Big Bend. A few showers popping across I-10, but other than that, not a lot happening in the area. So again, take advantage of this evening. Take your dog for a walk. We can thank this nice weather for this high pressure system that's sitting in the southeast. And as we look, we see pop-up showers here and there, but for the most part, we have that low that's making its way across the Mississippi River, as Jake just mentioned, and that high pressure system sitting over the southeast, which is why we have those lighter winds giving us these drier air, nicer conditions. Currently, though, it's hot for much of the region. 94 in Bainbridge, 93 again in Tallahassee, 91 in Thomasville, 90 in Valdosta. Apalachicola and Perry are lucky down there, about 88 degrees and 89. The sun is out, though, in all of our cities in the area, but some clouds here and there, but that's offering some relief from the heat, which Tuesday's show we mentioned how we haven't seen clouds in a while, so these clouds are offering some heat relief. Dew points, though, pretty muggy, 68 in Tallahassee, 71 in Apalachicola, and then 63 in Thomasville. I want to remind you that when we get these hotter temperatures and these higher dew points, we get that heat index, what it feels like outside to us. So 94 in Bainbridge, 97 in Tallahassee, 94 in Apalachicola, and 95 in Valdosta. So around the region, we are feeling a bit warmer than we normally do, but that's typical for this summertime weather that we still have in the area. Tonight, though, lows in the 70s, with Thomasville being at 69, 70 in Quincy, 73 in Apalachicola, and 74 in St. Mark, 72 for us in Tallahassee. We see those clouds lingering throughout the area, so a few rain chances early on, but it's going to clear up by tomorrow morning. Taking a look at tonight, we do have those showers getting to move offshore, the threat of a thunderstorm here or there, but for the most part, not a lot happening. You can still enjoy your evening out. Going into tomorrow morning, see the clouds start to pick back up and clear out on and off, and some showers getting to move through. If you see it behind me right here, some showers making its way towards the Big Bend. And for the afternoon, though, clearing up, those clouds are going to linger still, but a beautiful day for your Friday, and maybe a shower again popping up there in Perry tomorrow evening. For tomorrow, the southeastern portion of our region is under a threat for thunderstorms, so be sure just to take those precautionary measures to guarantee your safety. Waking up tomorrow, 75, and by 4 o'clock, 93 when those showers start to come back into the picture. And taking a look at those temperatures, staying in the 90s through the next 7 days. That's typical for us here, with those rain chances increasing as well. And I'm going to pass things off to Jake to take a look at potential Tropical Cyclone 9.
All right, thanks, Sloan. And yes, this is the part where we're going to be talking about our new system that is starting to form in the tropical Atlantic, pretty close to the southeastern Bahamas right now. Newly designated potential tropical cyclone 9. So we're going to take a look at that right now. On satellite, it's looking, as you can see, it's going to be a little bit ragged, actually. You're not really seeing too much of this steep convection really occurring on the south or west side of the storm here. Where you see all those red colors on infrared satellite indicating the coldest cloud tops, the deepest ascending clouds, basically. A lot of that's on the north and east side of the system, and that's really what we're going to continue to watch over the next 24 hours. Where you can continue to have that concentrate and where you can get that vortex to basically close off, because it's difficult to really figure out where one of these systems is going to track if you don't necessarily know where that center of circulation is yet. So that's why you see all this model disparity where one set of global models has this traversing through Florida into the Gulf of Mexico, and another has this completely recurving off into the Atlantic on a similar track as, say, Hurricane Dorian in the last week and a half or so. So at 5 o'clock, the advisories did come out from the National Hurricane Center for this system, and with that comes the probability of the wind speeds here. This is of 34 knot or tropical storm force winds, basically sustained winds above 39 miles per hour is what this probability sort of graphic is for. And what we're basically seeing here is Tallahassee not necessarily out of the woods when it comes to seeing these tropical storm level effects here. Again, we're expecting a heightened rain chance here in Tallahassee, but the current forecast for the storm is not to intensify into a hurricane or really anything too substantial here. Currently, maximum wind speed forecast is about 50 miles per hour at this as it traverses towards the east coast of Florida. But again, a wide range of different scenarios is possible with this. And unfortunately, with this also comes tropical storm warnings that are now in effect for the northern Bahamas. This is going to be in effect through tomorrow evening, and of course the two islands on the top here, Grand Abaco and Grand Bahama Island here, are the spots where Hurricane Dorian as a Category 5 storm essentially stalled out over those islands and obviously inflicted much devastation over those areas. So we're really hoping that this avoids as much as possible and stays as weak as it really can be for those places that are still recovering, of course, in those Bahamas. But we'll continue to watch this over the next couple of days or so. In the next 12 to 24 hours, recon is in there right now. We should get a better idea, really, of what to see, what we can expect with this storm once it closes off that center of circulation. But for now, let's go out to Sloan with our national forecast for tonight.
Thanks, Jake. If we take a look at the rest of the nation, pretty warm in the southeast, which is typical for us this time of year. Out west, a bit cooler, 72 in Salt Lake City, 87 in San Francisco, a bit warm for them since the maritime climate. They generally stay a little cooler. Towards the east coast, 62 in Boston and 65 in Detroit. Places I'd rather be with those cooler temperatures. For the dew points, as we expect, are drier in the west, 35 for Salt Lake City and 28 in Denver. And towards the southeast, where we do get those higher dew points thanks to that Gulf moisture and moisture from the Atlantic on the east coast, 64 in Dallas, 57 in Atlanta, 68 in Tallahassee, and Miami down there at 63. And then towards the north, a bit drier, 50 in Boston, 64 in Detroit. For the winds, we do see where that low pressure system is along the Great Lakes area due to that counterclockwise rotation, and then that high pressure system we have sitting over the south thanks to that clockwise rotation of the winds. The upper level water vapor is showing that drier air in the southeast thanks to that high pressure system keeping us a bit more dry, and then some dry air coming ashore all along the southwest of the United States. And we see where these showers and storms are, those chances of severe weather that we have today for portions of the Midwest and Great Lakes area. This is that low pressure system we're talking about associated with these fronts here, causing some thunderstorm warnings and other severe weather warnings such as a tornado warning earlier today. And we have some rain associated with that along the east coast as that front extends close to New York, causing some rain showers to be there, but those are getting to move offshore a bit. The largest story, though, for the southeast is potential tropical cyclone 9, which is going to bring those showers and winds towards the peninsula of Florida as it begins to make its way towards the Bahama Islands, which we saw have those tropical storm warnings in place until tomorrow. Here are these showers getting to move offshore here, causing some of them to linger in portions of the northeast in my home state of New Jersey. Those clouds are starting to move away too, causing them to be a little bit more dry. And then here's where these storms are. You see that counterclockwise rotation thanks to that low pressure system causing them to have those conditions for severe weather. Today, these are the severe weather chances. We have that slight risk from Chicago south towards Texas, with that marginal risk beginning to extend into the state of Texas. Rest of the nation is seeing those thunderstorm threats throughout the evening. For tonight, though, we can expect temperatures to be very favorable as those skies clear up along the west. 53 in Denver, 58 in San Francisco, so a bit cooler than what they are right now. And towards the East Coast, 74 in Memphis, 72 in Atlanta, and 66 in DC. And then for tomorrow, pretty warm temperatures on the board. 62 in Minneapolis and 65 in Boston are a bit cooler. Now I'm going to pass things off to Jake. Take a look at Tallahassee.
All right, Sloan, thanks a lot. Let's take one more look at the local area here, and you really see it right now. Our sunset camera from Doak Campbell Stadium, the FSU weather stem, if you want to check it out. Leon.weatherstem.com/FSU. You can see this right here. Beautiful shot of the sun setting right over the football stadium. Just a couple scattered clouds in the area, and otherwise staying like a pretty warm but fantastic night out there. 93 degrees currently as we're just past 6 o'clock. Light northeasterly breeze has gotten to about 15 to 20 miles per hour at times earlier in the day, but it's starting to subside a little bit as it tends to do in the later evening hours. A couple of scattered showers around the area. Aren't really going to be looking at anything around here. Mostly off to our south and to our east here. We even saw a couple of rumbles of thunder a little bit east of Interstate 75, but that has since fizzled out. Again, should be seeing things continue to be pretty dry here around Tallahassee for the remainder of the evening and really even through the day tomorrow here. But again, off to our south and east, we're going to continue to track potential tropical cyclone 9. A wave of moisture starting to move in ahead of this system, bringing some heightened rainfall into central and southern Florida, and we'll continue to see, depending on where that goes, how it's going to affect our rainfall chances for the weekend. Now, as for the national picture, again, not really going to be seeing too much of an impact from this low pressure system that's over the central U.S. This high that's currently off to our north, centered over, say, Nashville, Tennessee area, is our big driving force here for all the sunshine we've been seeing across the area today. Just a couple of scattered showers and easterly flow really for our entire immediate area. And across the Big Bend here, we're seeing temperatures largely in those lower 90s, 93 in Tallahassee, 91 in Thomasville. A little bit cooler down by the coast, 89 in Perry and 88 in Apalachicola. And those dew points are a little bit lower than what we typically see this time of year, especially off to our north here, another one of the effects of this high pressure system. A 62-degree dew point in Bainbridge and 63 in Thomasville as well, albeit the closer you get to the coast, the higher that gets, and also the warmer it feels when you factor in that heat and humidity. Feeling like 97 degrees here in Tallahassee right now, but again, a little bit better than some of the stuff we were seeing over the weekend where things were just feeling quite unbearable across here. As for tonight's forecast, should see pretty much a carbon copy of the last few nights here around the area. 72 degrees in Tallahassee, 74 in St. Marks, and even some 60s possible in our southwestern Georgia counties, 69 degrees in Thomasville, and could see a couple of other spots down in those upper 60s off further to the north. Now we look through the rest of the night tonight. Again, maybe a scattered shower, especially off to our east as well as tomorrow morning. Ultimately should be expecting partly cloudy skies around the area before, again, pretty much a similar picture. Rain off to the south and east of the area. Largely partly cloudy skies is what we're going to be expecting for the day here. Again, can't rule out a stray shower or storm off to our south and east. This line from the Storm Prediction Center pretty much goes on a line south and east of Tallahassee, so in line with what we're expecting here. As for our day planner for tomorrow, again, temperatures warming up into those lower to mid-90s. Could again see highs getting closer to 95 degrees here. We're forecasting for 94, and a fairly low confidence rainfall forecast for the weekend, Sunday and Monday in particular, but should start to see those rain chances picking up relative to what we've seen the past few days before a return to a normal pattern here with those temperatures rebounding into the mid-90s for the middle part of next week. Now let's go to Sloan for our lifestyle forecast.
Thanks, Jake. Lorenz's favorite graphic right here is the lifestyle forecast, what you can expect for your weekend. Some great conditions right now, a few pop-up showers here and there, but for the most part, there's not a lot happening here in the Big Bend, which I said earlier is a perfect night to go outside, go do something, take your dog on a walk. It's beautiful outside right now. That temperatures start to decrease a bit going into tomorrow. Those clouds are going to roll through the area, some showers into the evening and tomorrow morning into the afternoon. So it might be a good idea just to keep that umbrella on hand for a bit. But overall, it's a gorgeous day tomorrow. The temperatures are still going to be warm, so as I said earlier, make sure that you're hydrated. But other than that, it's pretty nice outside for today and tomorrow and tonight. For those of you, unfortunately, who have to study for an exam tomorrow or Monday, here's your Strozier and Dirac forecast. 93 degrees outside, those mostly clear skies. So maybe you could go sit on a bench and study outside of Strozier. But if you're going to be inside, your forecasted high is 65 degrees. So it's the perfect sweatshirt weather. Keep that blanket on hand. As we know, it gets really cold when you're sitting there studying in the libraries. If you're going out tomorrow night, 71 degrees, mostly clear skies. Again, typical as Jake's that we've been seeing over the past few nights. So this will be a great night to go out and do something, maybe eat dinner outside. Those temperatures are starting to get a little lower. Saturday morning, 71 degrees, mostly clear again in the morning. hot temperatures throughout much of the weekend, including Sunday 72 as your low. Again, mostly clear. That's like the perfect running temperature if you like to go out and run on your weekend mornings. It's still not too hot. It might be a little bit muggy, but overall it's a great outdoor activity condition. For the rest of your week, though, weekend, 94 Friday, 93 on Saturday, and 91 on Sunday with some increased rain chances on Sunday. For now, Jake's going to tell us about Florida.
Thanks, Sloan. First of all, I have to say, do they really keep the temperatures in the libraries at 65 degrees? Because that is awfully cold, and I kind of feel like our tuition dollars are kind of going to waste there. Let's talk about the Sunshine State. A bit of a cooler spot compared to what we're seeing in other parts of the southeast because of all this rainfall in the peninsula. The lowest spot on the map here is Fort Myers down there at 82 degrees, and you see that little rain icon right there. That is the reason that those temperatures are so far down. On and off rain really for the entire day south of Interstate 4, 87 degrees up in Gainesville with a little bit more sunshine right now in those spots. Although, of course, that rain will start to trickle into the area a little bit more. And again, those dew points are rather high ahead of potential tropical cyclone 9. Dew points largely in the middle 70s, West Palm Beach at 74, 73 Miami, and 73 in Fort Myers as well. A slightly drier air as you work off towards the Florida Panhandle with that 68-degree dew point in Tallahassee. So let's jump right into the forecast here because again, this is going to be heavily influenced by that tropical system. Looking at Miami, high rain chances through the weekend here. Temperatures, a bit of a silver lining, will be largely in those upper 80s. Could get back up towards 90 degrees on Sunday as a more classic pattern returns to that area once the system moves further off to the north. Now, if we move up towards Tampa, again, a pretty similar picture. High temperatures largely hanging around the 90-degree point and some slightly higher than climatological rain chances, especially on Saturday where we're looking for 60%. But again, that number could be reduced if potential tropical cyclone 9 continues to take its sort of eastward shift in track forecast there. We'll keep an eye on that. Orlando, however, you move further east, we'll be seeing much more of a rain threat, especially on Saturday, calling for an 80% chance of rain. And with that further rain cooling, only expected to see a high of 84 degrees there. Up towards Jacksonville, Sunday is looking like the day where they're going to be seeing plenty of rainfall. 83 degrees is going to be the afternoon high, so the coolest of any of the values that we've shown in this set of graphics here so far. Pretty good day tomorrow, though. Temperature is going to be closer to 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Could see a stray shower in the afternoon. But again, the further west you go, the better things are looking for the weekend. We're looking at Pensacola, 94 degrees for the high tomorrow, only a 10% chance of rain, so looking like a pretty similar picture to what you guys were seeing out there today. Cooling down just a little bit towards Sunday. Could see rain chances heightening towards Sunday and Monday if it takes this westward route here. But otherwise, some drier air will continue to filter into the region as well as for us here in Tallahassee. But again, we'll take one more look at that radar. Pretty dry in the Panhandle, just a couple of stray showers and more numerous rainfall, especially now down towards Interstate 75 on the west side of Florida with some stronger showers starting to move in north of West Palm Beach along Interstate 95 as well. And again, one more look at potential tropical cyclone 9. You're not seeing any radar here because there are no radar sites set up over here, but there is plenty of rainfall going on in these spots. You see these deep little bubbles of convection here on the satellite indicative of that. And down towards South Florida, again, this rain sweeping from west to east across the southern peninsula here. Move up towards Central Florida, that begins to deteriorate a little bit, not really seeing too much rainfall. And again, the Panhandle looking rather fantastic here. So we'll look at our future forecast here for the rest of the day tomorrow. And again, a pretty similar picture is what we're going to be seeing across really the southern portion of Florida and really even the Panhandle as well, where temperatures will be rebounding back into those middle 90s for highs in many of those locations. So now we'll go with Sloan for our final local forecast.
Thanks, Jake. We have that sun setting still over Doak. It's a beautiful sunset picture. Student meteorologist Ariana Goldstein's probably on her walk right now taking a picture of it as we speak. It's great night to go outside, go for a walk, eat dinner outside. 93 degrees, so still a little bit warm, but it's still beautiful outside. Go on that walk. It's great. We have nothing happening on the radar now. A few pop-up showers here and there, but other than that, it's still clear skies in the Panhandle. It's still pretty dry. We still have a drought in portions of the Panhandle, causing it to be that rain to be very nice when it comes this weekend. The southeast, not a lot happening again thanks to that high pressure system. We have the showers in the peninsula of Florida, as Jake just mentioned, but for the nation as a whole, we do see these fronts, and I was talking about earlier, that are bringing that severe weather across the Midwest. But here is that high pressure that we've been talking about that's keeping us fairly dry over the past couple of days, causing it to be beautiful. Still feel like summer here in the southeast, as my parents say it's a little cold at home with some rainy conditions. For temperatures, 94 in Bainbridge, 91 in Quincy, 88 down there in Apalachicola, 90 in Thomasville, 90 in Valdosta, and 89 in Perry. For your dew points, still a bit muggy outside, still a bit higher than average this time of year, which is causing us to feel hotter, causing it to feel like summer still. We have Apalachicola down there at 71 as they're closer to the Gulf, and 71 in Perry for the same reason. As we move to the northern portions of our region, we start to dry out a bit with 62 in Bainbridge, 64 in Quincy, and 68 in Tallahassee. When you get these hotter temperatures and the higher dew points, it gives us that feels like temperature. So it feels like 97 in Tallahassee, so it's still very warm. Make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure that you're sitting in air conditioning, not exposed to the sun for too long. Tonight, 70 for your lows, 74 in St. Mark, 70 in Bainbridge, 69 in Thomasville. Partly cloudy skies as these showers begin to die down into the evening. Clouds moving throughout the area. A few showers popping up Friday morning. We see behind me right here towards Jacksonville. Some showers going to make its way over to the Big Bend. And then by tomorrow afternoon, sunny skies still. Beautiful day tomorrow, except for that slight risk for thunderstorms in the southeastern portion of our region. So make sure that you're weather aware tomorrow and take those precautionary measures when thunder roars go indoors. Waking up tomorrow 75 and heating up to 93. And for your 7-day forecast, we're still staying hot. We're still staying above 90s, but those rain changes are going to offer us some relief from the sun, from the heat, from those high UV index. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Josh and Jake for our closing desk.
Thanks, Sloan. You look at Friday and Saturday, and it's kind of a wash, rinse, repeat sort of scenario. I guess minus the washing and rinsing, because there's no rain really ever happening here, at least the last 15 days or so. But as we look further down that 7-day, things might be changing a little bit, right?
Of course, we're going to see as that tropical low starts to make its way up to our area, we could see a lot of scattered showers, even some higher tropical storm winds in our areas.
Yeah, so we're going to preface this by saying it's a pretty low confidence forecast right now because we don't, again, exactly know where the center of the system is and if it will even form a closed circulation. So where that forms really depends, or really decides where this is eventually going to get steered. All possible solutions range from this moving into the Gulf through the Florida Peninsula to even something more of an extreme recurve scenario than Dorian was, staying even further away from the U.S. East Coast. So we're going to keep an eye on this over the next 24 hours or so. But we'll keep, with that, we should see those rain chances still being a little bit higher than at least what we've seen the last week or so, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so we continue to look at that 7-day here. You see Tuesday really being our kind of return to normalcy here around Tallahassee, expecting a high of 96 degrees. This is, shaping up to be one of our warmer Septembers on record here. So I'm personally hoping to see some of those those black numbers on the bottom, more starting with 5s than 7s, but we're going to have to at least get through another week of this here, guys. So unfortunately, still sticking pretty hot around here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say even walking to class, it's definitely hot and steamy out there. Hopefully towards the end of the month, we're going to see those temperatures definitely lower down a little bit.
Yeah, with a couple of home football games coming up to wrap up the month of September, I'm definitely pulling for that as well. But you can follow us all over social media. We got us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather.
And we can like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/FSU
You
Weather.
pronounced them www. I respect that. Watch us live on YouTube. It might be right now at youtube.com/FSU Weather.
And you can follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
Or www.instagram.com/FSU Weather. Unfortunately, we just put the at there. We have it on Twitter too. All right, well, anyways, we're going to have, again, watch out for Sunday and Monday for the biggest potential to see some rainfall and some other effects from PTC 9. We'll have a better idea and more forecasting for you on that tomorrow once we really see. The aircraft is in there right now to check out what's going on with that system. But for all of us here at FSU Weather, I'm meteorologist Jay Karstens.
And I'm student meteorologist Josh Green.
All right, we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow night. Have a good night.
Have a great night, guys.